Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the December 2020 forecast for life path number 9. So, nines, December is what we call a 7 universal energetic month. And what we mean by that is basically collectively, we could be feeling this need or this desire to seek answers to the bigger questions, to seek the truth of the matter. So you may find that you feel this push to go within quite a bit, as well as go without. So going within to find your inner truth, and then looking without to see how does that relate to the truths and beliefs that you've been told in the physical reality. And how can you integrate the two, or how can you show up in your own truth? And then also this need to go above and below. And so this desire or need to reconnect to yourself spiritually, to reconnect to your center, to again pick up your spirituality and reconnect to the universe or source or your higher power. And then also to be the bridge between the mystical and the physical. And so bridging that spirituality with the physical plane in some way. Okay. So interesting energies, but it's really about becoming that bridge between the internal and the external, the ethereal and the physical. Another big energy of 7 is to find time to rest, for introspection, for stillness, and for solitude. So where November was really this energy about family and community, this month there's going to be more of a focus on solitude, on taking your time for alone time, right? For taking the time to reconnect with self, for again connecting with your inner truth, and to listen to your body when it needs rest. Because remember the old saying that if you don't take time for rest, then you will need to take time for sickness, right? So it's kind of like, make sure that you're listening to your body and honoring what your body needs at this time. And then another big focus this month will be on relationships. So relationships with self and with others. When it comes to relationships, other people are usually the ones who teach us how to trust or to mistrust others and ourselves. Other people can often and are often our greatest teachers. And, not only do they sort of trigger within us what needs to be healed, what needs to be looked at, and what needs to be evolved, but they also bring some of our greatest joy and our greatest moments. And so the highlight this month will potentially be on relationships. So pay attention to those relationships that are highlighted for you, because they will inevitably hold some kind of message for you or something that needs to be taken a closer look at. Another energy of the 7 that could come in for us is this need for specialization. And so really is kind of like becoming the master at something, becoming the master at your craft or your innate gifts. So really it's like focusing your energy on those things that are the most important to you and that you want to see flourish, and not scattering your energy. So this is a really, really good time to take an online course or enroll in school, go back to school, do something to further your education, to further your knowledge, and to further your wisdom. So really this is a great month for spiritual growth and personal growth. So I pulled an animal spirit card for 9s to kind of get an overall energy of the month for you specifically. And you guys got manatee spirit, which I love. And so manatee says, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. So you think about the manatee, and they're such sort of docile creatures. They're very, very just gentle beings. They do not look for conflict. And so and they kind of remind me actually of the 9 energy. It's very that spiritual, loving energy. And so really you're kind of being asked to embody that energy at this time. So not that you become a doormat or that you don't stand up for what you believe in, but there's really this call, 9s in December, to not hold a grudge, to bring in the forgiveness, to release anybody or anything that's happened to you that's holding you back. Okay. And so as we move into the first week of December, I've broken it down into 4 weeks. As we move into the first week, we have this very strong energy of the need for forgiveness. And so I do feel like this is an opportunity for you to stand in your truth while also allowing others to stand within their own as well. So it's kind of, again, that energy of you can't stand in your own power, you can't stand in your own truth if actions and, things from the past are still weighing heavily on your mind, right? And so this is really a call this first week to take note of, where do you still hold a grudge? Where do you still have resentment towards somebody? Where do you still hold, a pool of anger towards somebody? Those are the relationships, those are the experiences that you need to take a closer look at this week and really find ways in your heart to release that person, release that action, and ultimately release the energy from your energetic field, because that more than likely that physical situation has already occurred and is no longer binding you, but the energy of that situation is still binding you and holding you back. And so it's kind of like this is an opportunity to cut those cords, to really be active in finding ways to release that person from that debt that you feel they owe you energetically, and find that forgiveness for them. You don't have to be okay with the action, okay? It's perfectly fine to dislike the action, but find a way to forgive and love the divine human, okay? The soul. However you can do that, and that's not easy work, but it's really one of those things that, when you're in alignment, comes very naturally for nines. You're very, when you are not in an extreme of holding grudges, you come back into alignment and you're very capable of forgiveness, true forgiveness, not the, I'm going to say I forgive you, but I'm going to hold a grudge in the background, right? It's like this true forgiveness of, this energy is no longer serving anybody, so let's release it. Let's find a way to release it and let's move forward. And so I do feel like that energy is going to come in pretty strongly for you all the very first week of December. This is, of course, a general reading, so it can come in, at any time, but I am feeling that pretty strongly for some of you that first week. You may get an opportunity. Things may resurface. Things may be said that bring about, sore points or, tenderness that needs some TLC. And so this is your opportunity to really focus in on that and mend whatever you need to mend there. Then we move into the second week of December, and it's this really beautiful energy actually of getting clarity, finding your balance, just really feeling like the storm has ceased and now the sun is shining and you have clarity on your movement forward. You have very clear understanding of your next steps. And so it's kind of like a bit of a reward for the work that you do at the beginning of December. It's kind of like, okay, so now that I've released or started to release these past discretions, this past energy that's really holding me back, now I have a very clear line of a clear line forward where I can see clearly. It's very illuminated, the next steps. And it's kind of this feeling of like closure, which is exactly what you want. You want to find a level of closure when it comes to relationships that have hurt you in the past or people that have hurt you in the past. This is an opportunity to find that closure, even if, there's no justice served, right? No physical, human, egoic justice served. There is justice served in the sense that you found a way to release that energy, release that person from your energetic field. And that's a huge deal. That's a big deal. So again, there is this sense of justice. There is this sense of closure and this feeling of being able to weather the storm, move through the storm, and break into the sunshine. Okay, so it sounds cliche, but it's really this powerful energy of getting your clarity, finding your balance, and feeling like you finally have some closure so that you can move forward in a really healthy way. Then we move into the third week of December. And it's interesting, there's this energy around attachment or clinging to something that needs to be released. And so it's kind of like this energy of like death and transformation, but death and transformation of mindset. So it feels very much around there's something or someone that you have been attached to, or there's a mindset around like fear of lack, or fear of success, or whatever, or fear of not having enough. There's a really big mindset there that is holding you back, that needs to die, that needs to go away. And so it's kind of interesting looking over the energies for December for you nines. I really get this feeling like you're having opportunities this month to do sort of like a big purge before we shift into the energies of 2021. And these purges, these opportunities to release, are actually making you stronger, are actually, helping you to evolve. And in a way that you are able to embody manatee spirit with that gentle nature, but still standing in your own truth and your own power. So this third week of December, again, you may see something come to an end. It does feel like, almost like, it's interesting, they just showed me like the straw that breaks the camel's back. And so it's kind of like something may come up for you that's kind of like the last straw, and that really forces you to see what needs to end and why. And again, it feels very physical. It feels around money, to be honest. So if there's a mindset around lack, or if you are in an extreme when it comes to money and you're just constantly overspending or spending beyond your means, or you don't think that you are worthy of a certain amount of money, so you'd never make the effort to attain it. These are the mindsets that need to die, right? That need to fall away. And so it's like you're going to have these opportunities to see where your mindset is holding you back, and then you can start the work to fix that, to heal that energy, so that you can move forward with knowing your worth, with understanding that you are capable of achieving whatever it is that you wish to achieve, but you have to put in that effort. So I'm seeing a lot of internal work for nines in December. I know you're probably just frustrated with just more internal work. 2020, I know, has just given it to all of us for the internal work and clearing through the shadows. But just understand that this work is well worth it, because where it's leading you is going to be where it's like, in the future, you're going to have the tools and the resources to be able to tackle anything that comes your way and move through these challenges much more comfortably. So again, third week of December, I feel like there's some kind of major ending, major transformation, major release coming for you. But it's around something that you are overly attached to or overly clinging to. And really, often when this energy shows up, it's around something that we are clinging so tightly to it because we're afraid of losing it. So often the universe will take it from us so that we can experience that loss and understand that we're capable of moving through that loss, right? And that we will, rebound, we will come back. So whatever it is that you're clinging to so tightly to, that you're so afraid of losing, just be aware of that, because you have the choice to do the work now and fix that mindset to where you're no longer clinging to whatever this is, but rather you are accepting and appreciating this resource while it's in your life. So anyway, however that comes in for you, but I feel like it's going to highlight for you where there's some internal work that needs to be done around mindsets. Then we move into the last week of December, and it's interesting. It's like you have this powerful energy to move forward, to just break free, to, just sit at the helm of your own sort of chariot and move forward in a really fast, powerful, insightful, and connected way. Again, I'm getting this feeling of being the bridge between the ethereal and the physical. So being connected and being open to the messages that come in for you, the insights, the inspirations, and taking that insight and then turning it into something in the physical that you want to see. So I'm getting this energy that, again, anything kind of holding you back, any of that chatter, that mindset sort of energy that's just been debilitating for you, it's an opportunity to really break free from that. But I'm also getting this energy around just having enough of the bickering, of the fighting, of the conflict. And this can be around relationships. And so there is this energy where it's like you are just done with that story, that you are ready for more peace and tranquility and more calm. And so when it comes to your relationships and the circle that you have of friends, family, whatever. And so it is kind of this energy, nines, because nines sometimes do tend to be those people pleasers. You are the ones that want to swoop in and help everyone. You want to fix. And the thing is that that's not really our job, to fix others, to, make everything right for everybody else. All we can do is do that for ourselves and then show up in support towards the other. And so there's really like this feeling of you just having had enough of the fighting and the bickering and the constant feeling of obligation and just needing a release of that. And so that's not, saying that you're walking out of your obligations, that sort of thing. That's just saying that you energetically are ready for something more, something bigger, something more peaceful, something more tranquil, something more aligned. And so it's like you're leaving that chaos behind, whatever that chaos is for you. So that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's usually a very good thing to be able to recognize that it's time to move forward. And, the people who want to join you on that path forward can do so in a less chaotic way if they choose to. But again, that's on them. So there is this energy of really preparing yourself this last week of December to move into these energies of 2021 and this energetic shift as we move into 2021. And doing it in a different way, doing it in a different light, where you are not the one who is the savior, but you're the one who is moving forward in love and light. And those that wish to follow you and come with you on that journey are welcome to do so if they leave the chaos behind. So interesting energies there. It's kind of like you standing in your power. And again, understanding that there are some situations that you don't have the magic solution for, that you cannot fix. And so it comes back to manatee spirit of accepting those situations and those people as they are, and then, stop fighting to try to change it and understand it for what it is and choose to leave that chaos behind. Okay. It's up to those people and those, what they choose to do with their own lives. And then if that is something that aligns with your life, then great. And if it doesn't, then you have the green light to move forward on your path and your journey and leave that chaos behind. And not try to continue to change it and continue to show up to it when it's not fulfilling you anymore. It's not, nothing is changing, if that makes sense. So powerful energies for December for nines. I do feel like this is going to be a lot of inner work for you guys. I feel like I say that a lot for nines, but you all chose to come here as nines. You guys are, nine energy is considered closest to God. And so it's kind of like that energy of that humanitarian, and some of the obstacles that you're meant to overcome are just very, very challenging in this lifetime. But where they're leading you is towards much more tranquility and calm and love and beauty. You just have to move through these lower energies to get there. So I do feel like it's going to be a little bit of a challenging month for you all, but again, you have everything that you need to move through it, and the tools that you will accumulate as you move through it will help you further your journey, okay? So I hope December comes in gently for you. Just remember the manatee as you move through December, and whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope that it's merry and beautiful and joyous and brings you many blessings. Until we meet again, nines, take care for now.